Welcome, dear Gnomeans, to our second enlightening Sunday service. Today, we embark on an intriguing journey into a concept that may transform our understanding of the universe and our place within it. The concept is biocentrism, as explored in the profound work by Robert Lanza. Now, please know, I'm not preaching biocentrism as a complete truth. In my Sunday services, I aim to fascinate ideas for us to research and explore on our quest for understanding ourselves and our place in the universe. Before we dive in, be sure to subscribe, head to our website, churchofgnome.org, become a member of this epic community. Also, remember, we're not a cult. We're definitely not a cult. Repeat with me. We are not a cult. I am not in a cult. I am happy. I am not in a cult. I am happy. See, don't you feel better now? It's 100% not a cult that we're running here. So, grab your coffee or tea, sit back, relax with your gnomies, and prepare to explore some truly mind-bending ideas. So biocentrism is a revolutionary perspective that places life and consciousness at the very center of our understanding of the universe. Unlike traditional views that regard the universe as an entity that exists independently of our awareness, biocentrism posits that life and consciousness are fundamental, not just byproducts of the physical world. In essence, biocentrism suggests that the universe arises from the act of perception itself. It is our consciousness that brings the universe into existence, not the other way around. This shift in perspective challenges long-held scientific beliefs and opens up a new realm of possibilities for understanding reality. Why is this significant? Because it redefines our role in the cosmos. Instead of seeing ourselves as mere observers in a vast and different universe, biocentrism elevates us to active participants whose consciousness shapes reality. This perspective can profoundly affect how we live our lives, how we treat each other, and how we interact with the natural world. So now you might be wondering, how does biocentrism resonate with our deeply held Gnomean principles, the foundation of the Church of Gnome and the Gnomean faith? No blessings to ya. So let's make some of the connections. These are just some of them, and you'll pick up on more as we get deeper into it. So, the Gnomean principle of personal growth and learning. Biocentrism encourages us to expand our understanding of reality, fostering a continuous quest for knowledge and self-improvement. By recognizing that our consciousness shapes the universe, we become more mindful of our thoughts and actions, knowing that they have a profound impact on our world. Physical well-being. Understanding the interconnectedness of life and the universe promotes a holistic approach to health. Biocentrism reminds us that our well-being is tied to the well-being of all life forms, encouraging us to nurture both our bodies and our environment. Sovereignty of body and mind. One of the key things that proves that the Church of Gnome is not a cult. Biocentrism affirms the power of individual consciousness. By acknowledging that our perception shapes reality, we reclaim the sovereignty of our minds, empowering us to create a reality that reflects our deepest values and aspirations. Harmony with nature. One of the core tenets of biocentrism is the interconnectedness of all life. This principle perfectly aligns with our commitment to living in harmony with nature by seeing ourselves as part of a larger conscious universe. we develop a deeper respect for the natural world and strive to protect it. Universal unity, biocentrism, bridges the gap between science and spirituality, uniting us in a shared understanding of the universe. It promotes a sense of universal unity where all life is interconnected and every being has intrinsic value. One of the reasons why I chose biocentrism to be a topic for our second Sunday service is years ago, I don't even know how many years ago, when I came across this book. It's kind of at peak of my hippie phase where I was really trying to find myself, sort out existence, why am I here, all these crazy things. And I thought that this was a really fascinating book in concept. It really made me rethink how I look at things. And I would definitely say that its impact has played into some of the Gnomean principles. So in embracing biocentrism, we find a powerful ally in our quest to live like gnomes, in harmony with nature, with respect for all beings, and with a deep sense of interconnectedness. As we explore the concept further in today's service, let's open our minds and hearts to the profound truths that it may reveal to you. Gnome blessings to you all as we embark on this journey together. And what is my dog doing? Phantom, what are you doing? Well, anyways, let's jump into it. Biocentrism challenges the traditional scientific view that the universe exists independently of life and consciousness. Instead, it posits that life and consciousness are not mere byproducts of physical processes, but fundamental components of reality. This perspective shifts the focus from a universe that exists outside of us to one that is inherently tied to our perception. The observer effect in quantum physics demonstrates how the active observation influences the behavior of particles. This phenomenon aligns with biocentrism, which asserts that consciousness plays a crucial role in shaping reality. When we observe the universe, we are not passive spectators but active participants, co-creating the fabric of existence. The anthropic principle states that the universe must be compatible with the conscious life that observes it. Biocentrism takes this further by suggesting that the universe is fine-tuned for life because consciousness itself is a fundamental aspect of reality. Our existence is not a mere accident, but a vital part of the cosmic design. Consider how different species perceive the world. A bat, a fish, and a human all experience reality differently based on their sensory capabilities. Biocentrism emphasizes that our perception shapes our reality. The universe we experience is a product of our consciousness, tailored to our senses and cognition. Traditional science often views life as a separate entity from the inanimate universe. Biocentrism dissolves this illusion of separation, highlighting the interconnectedness of all existence. Life and consciousness are woven into the very fabric of the cosmos, creating a seamless whole where every element is interdependent. In recognizing the centrality of life and consciousness, we realize that our perception and the awareness shape the universe around us. This perspective invites us to explore the depths of our consciousness, understanding that we are integral to the universe's existence and evolution. Our thoughts, emotions, and experiences are not isolated events, but intrinsically connected to the broader cosmic scope of it all. This understanding encourages us to cultivate mindfulness and presence, knowing that our consciousness actively participates in the unfolding of reality. By embracing this view, we can transform our approach to life, recognizing that every moment of awareness contributes to creation of the universe itself. That's some heavy stuff. So, take a moment. Breathe in some of the craziness that just got thrown at you, because it's going to get deeper and it's going to get crazier. When you come to the Church of Gnome Sunday service, your brain's going to melt a little. All right? You just got to be ready for it. Okay, if you got to center yourself, Gnome blessings, okay. We're moving on. As we continue our journey into biocentrism, we delve into the fascinating concept that time and space are not fundamental entities, but constructs of our consciousness. This idea challenges our traditional perspectives of reality and invites us to see the universe through a radically different lens. In conventional physics, time and space are viewed as the fundamental backdrop against which the events of the universe unfold. However, biocentrism turns this view on its head by suggesting that time and space are products of our consciousness. They do not exist independently of our perception, but are created by the mind as a way to organize and interpret sensory information. Imagine time and space as a stage and a backdrop of a play. In biocentrism, consciousness is the playwright and the director, creating and shaping this stage. Without consciousness, there would be no stage, no backdrop, and no play, only a formless, undefined potential. One of the key arguments for this perspective comes from quantum mechanics, where particles exist in a state of probability until they are observed. This suggests that the act of observation, the presence of a conscious observer, collapses these probabilities into a definite state. If particles can exist in multiple states until observed, it implies that time and space, which organize these states, are not absolute but relative to the observer. Furthermore, experiments in quantum entanglement show that particles can influence each other instantaneously, regardless of the distance separating them. This phenomenon, which Einstein famously called spooky action at a distance, challenges the traditional concept of space as a separating medium. It suggests that space, like time, is an illusion created by our perception. To bring this concept into our everyday understanding, think about how we experience time. When we are deeply engaged in activity, hours can fly by without notice. Conversely, when we are waiting and bored, each minute can feel like an eternity. This subjective experience of time highlights its fluid nature and its dependence on our state of consciousness. Similarly, our perspective of space can be fluid. Virtual reality, for instance, can make us feel as though we are completely in a different environment, even though we are physically stationary. This demonstrates that our sense of space is malleable and can be altered by changes in our perception. Understanding time and space as constructs of consciousness encourages us to live more mindfully. It reminds us that our experience of reality is deeply personal and shaped by our awareness. By focusing on the present moment and cultivating mindfulness, we can transcend the limitations imposed by the illusion of space and time. You gotta transcend the illusion, alright? That's what we're doing here at the Church of Gnome. We're breaking free. This perspective also aligns with many spiritual traditions that emphasize the importance of living in the now. By recognizing the illusionary nature of time and space, we can connect more deeply with the present moment, experiencing life with greater clarity and presence. So now, as we move forward in our exploration of biocentrism, let us keep this profound insight in mind. The universe we experience is a creation of our consciousness, and by understanding this, we can unlock new dimensions of awareness and existence. Oh. So now, building upon our understanding of time and space as just mere constructs of consciousness, we now turn to a fundamental concept in quantum mechanics, the observer effect. This phenomenon provides compelling evidence that consciousness plays a crucial role in shaping reality. The observer effect refers to the challenges that the act of observation can make on a quantum system. At the heart of this concept lies the famous double-slit experiment, which reveals the dual nature of particles. When not observed, particles such as electrons display wave-like behavior, creating an interference pattern. However, when a measurement is made to determine which slit the particle passes through, the interference pattern disappears and the particles behave like solid objects. This suggests that the mere act of observation collapses the wave into a single state. This experiment challenges the classical view of an objective reality existing independently of observers. Instead, it indicates that the observer and the observed are inextricably linked. The consciousness of the observer is integral to the manifestation of the particle state. In the context of biocentrism, the observer effect underscores the centrality of consciousness in the universe. It implies that without a conscious observer, the universe would remain in a state of potentiality, not manifesting in any definite form. This aligns with the idea that life and consciousness are not byproducts of the universe, but its very foundation. To further understand this, consider the implications of the observer effect on our perception of reality. If observation influences the behavior of particles at a quantum level, then our consciousness might be actively participating in the creation of our reality. This challenges the notion that we are passive spectators in a pre-existing universe, and instead suggests that we are co-creators of our own experience. Moreover, this idea resonates with the anthropic principle, which posits that the universe must be compatible with the conscious life that observes it. Biocentrism takes us a step further by proposing that the universe is fine-tuned for consciousness because consciousness itself is a fundamental aspect of reality. Our very act of perceiving the universe brings it into existence in a specific, meaningful way. The observer effect also has profound implications on our understanding of existence and our place in the cosmos. It suggests that our thoughts, intentions, and awareness are powerful forces that shape the world around us. This realization can lead to deeper senses of responsibility for our actions and their impact on the universe as a whole. By embracing the observer effect and the principles within biocentrism, we can cultivate a more mindful, intentional approach to life, recognizing that our consciousness is a powerful agent of creation. We can strive to align our thoughts and our actions with our highest values and aspirations. This perspective encourages us to live with greater awareness, purpose, and connection to the world around us. By understanding the role of consciousness in shaping reality, we can begin to see ourselves not as isolated individuals, but as integral participants in the unfolding universe. So now we're going to turn our attention to the interconnectedness of all life forms and the harmony we can achieve with nature. This understanding, deeply rooted in the principles outlined by Robert Lanza in his epic book, Biocentrism, not only enriches our perception of reality, but also guides us toward a more compassionate and sustainable way of living. In biocentrism, the interconnectedness of all beings is a fundamental concept. According to Lanza, life is not an isolated phenomena, but an integral part of the fabric of the universe. Every organism, from the smallest microbe to the largest mammal, exists in a delicate balance, influencing and being influenced by surrounding environments. This interconnectedness means that the actions of one life form can have far-reaching effects on the others, underscoring the importance of harmony and balance in our interactions with the world. One key implication of this interconnectedness is the need for respect and compassion towards all life forms. When we recognize that every creature is an essential part of the universal web, we can be inspired to treat them with kindness and consideration. This shift in perspective can lead to a more ethical and sustainable practices, both individually and collectively. And on that note, something that I personally struggle with respecting and appreciating all life forms is I really fucking hate mosquitoes. I shouldn't say I hate them. That's a very powerful, dark word. I strongly dislike mosquitoes. And I often think of what can I do around my house and property to minimize their existence. So maybe that's something I need to work through, you know? I'm human too. I'm not fully gnome. Though some of you like to think that I am the chosen Messiah that was brought to this earth to bring gnome-like harmony amongst you all. Alas, I am merely human as well. But you should still listen to me, and only me, because you can trust me, and I'm not a cult leader. Okay, anyways, let's carry on. Biocentrism emphasizes that the natural world is not a mere backdrop to the human existence, but a vital part of our own being. Nature and life are fundamentally intertwined, and this relationship calls for a deep respect and stewardship for the environment. By seeing ourselves as part of this interconnected web, we can develop a greater sense of responsibility for the health and well-being of the planet. This perspective aligns with the scientific understanding of ecosystems, where every component plays a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the whole. Disrupting one part of the system can lead to unforeseen consequences, highlighting the need for a mindful and sustainable practice across the board. Biocentrism encourages us to adopt behaviors that support ecological health, such as reducing waste, conserving resources, and protecting natural habitats. Just stuff that you should do as a good person. Harmony with nature is a core tenet of biocentrism, just like it's a Gnomean principle. Weird. It reminds us that we are not above or separate from the natural world, but are deeply intertwined with it. This realization encourages us to live in ways that promote the well-being of all life forms, fostering a sense of unity and respect for the environment. Gnome blessings to the environment. Practical ways to foster this harmony include mindfulness practices that reconnect us with the natural world, meditation, nature walks. Simply spending time outdoors can deepen our appreciation for the beauty and complexity of all life. These practices cultivate a sense of gratitude and responsibility towards the environment, motivating us to take actions that support ecological health. Moreover, biocentrism suggests that our well-being is intrinsically linked to the health of the planet. By adopting sustainable practices, we contribute to the well-being of all life forms and help create a more sustainable future. This perspective encourages us to make conscious choices that benefit the environment, like reducing our waste and advocating for conservation efforts. Plant some trees, but plant them the right way, and the right kind of trees for the right environments. A lot of people plant a lot of trees. If you don't do it right, you're just screwing shit up. So do it right, damn it. If you're gonna do it right. Blessings. Anyways, continuing in our exploration of biocentrism, we're gonna turn to its profound implications for personal growth and self-awareness. Yes, oh, personal growth. Wow, join me. Oh, I will grow as a person. Wow, no blessings. By understanding that life and consciousness are fundamental to the universe, as Robert Lanza discusses, we can transform our approach to personal development, fostering a deeper sense of fulfillment and meaning in our lives. Lanza's biocentrism posits that our consciousness, like we've said, is not a passive observer, but an active participant in shaping reality. This understanding can empower us to take more intentional and mindful approaches to our own lives. Recognizing the power of our thoughts and perceptions allows us to direct our consciousness towards positive transformation and growth. Don't let the bad thoughts win, all right? Easier said than done, but if our consciousness is shaping reality, if it's what's choosing which particles become solid and what the hell's happening, then the darker and the more fucked up you think, the more fucked up your life will be. So don't fuck up your thoughts and don't fuck up your life. No blessings. One of the primary ways biocentrism can be applied to personal growth, as Lanza suggests, is through the practice of mindfulness, like we've said. And mindfulness, it involves paying attention to our thoughts, our feelings, and sensations in the present moment without judgment. Don't judge yourself. It's not healthy. This practice helps us become more aware of the patterns and habits that shape our experience of reality. By cultivating mindfulness, we can develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. Through mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions with greater clarity, allowing us to identify and challenge negative patterns. This self-awareness is the first step towards personal transformation. Gotta transform yourselves to live like gnomes. Woo! Say it with me. I'm gonna transform myself to live like gnomes. Gnome blessings. Lanza's discussion of the interconnectedness of all life in biocentrism also encourages us to explore this concept further. This perspective fosters a sense of empathy and compassion as we recognize that our actions have far-reaching effects on others. Understanding our role in the interconnected web of life helps us develop a more compassionate and ethical approach to our relationships and interactions. Personal growth in the context of biocentrism involves expanding our awareness beyond the individual self to encompass the broader community of life. This shift in perspective encourages us to seek ways to contribute to the well-being of others and the environment, Acts of kindness, community service, and environmental stewardship become expressions of our interconnectedness and our commitment to fostering harmony and balance in the world. Pause right here. Another aspect of personal growth through biocentrism, as Lanza implies, is the cultivation of inner peace. Recognizing that our consciousness shapes our reality allows us to let go of the anxieties and fears that arise from a sense of separation and isolation. Embracing the interconnectedness of all life implies embracing the interconnectedness of all life fosters a sense of unity and belonging, helping us find peace and contentment within ourselves. Practices such as meditation and contemplation can deepen our connection to the principles of biocentrism and the Church of Gnome. These practices help us quiet the mind and attune to the deeper currents of the consciousness flow through all life. Through meditation, we can experience a sense of oneness with the universe, transcending the illusion and separation, and experiencing the profound interconnectedness of all existence. Biocentrism encourages us to embrace a holistic approach to well-being. This involves nurturing not only our physical health, but our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, recognizing the interconnectedness of the mind, body, and spirit. We can develop practices that support our overall health and vitality. This might include regular exercise, a balanced diet, adequate rest, and practices that nourish our mental and emotional well-being, like not letting the dark thoughts win. So yeah, there's lots of correlations with biocentrism and mindfulness, because if consciousness is what is creating and shaping reality, then you got to get on that consciousness trip of controlling your mind. Control your mind. Control the world. I'm not a cult leader. I'm not trying to control the world, but I am trying to control my mind and shape my reality and my world. It just so happens that you all are in my reality and my world, so it's kind of a byproduct of this. I'm not actively seeking to control you, but whatever happens, happens, you know? Sorry. Anyways, so now we're gonna go more into the concept of universal unity and collective consciousness. The idea central to Robert Lanza's biocentrism resonates quite profoundly with the Gnomean principle of universal unity, like I said before. This book definitely played a role in the shaping of the Gnomean principles. So this overlap, it all makes sense. So understanding this connection can help us see ourselves as part of a larger, interconnected whole, fostering a deeper sense of belonging and purpose. Lanza's biocentrism posits that life and consciousness are not isolated phenomena, but are interconnected across the cosmos. This interconnectedness suggests that all life forms share a collective consciousness, a universal unity that binds us together. This view challenges the traditional notion of separateness, inviting us to see ourselves as integral parts of a vast interconnected web of life. Biocentrism implies that every living being, from the tiniest microbe to the largest mammal, contributes to this collective consciousness. The interconnectedness means that our thoughts, actions, and experiences are not isolated, but resonate through the entire web of life. By recognizing this universal unity, we can cultivate more of a sense of empathy and compassion for all beings, knowing that our well-being is intrinsically linked to the well-being of others. So be good to yourself and be good to others. The more you fix yourself, the better you get your head, the better you get your health, the better you're going to be able to be towards others. If you're a super unhappy person, you're going to spread that. You're just going to spread the unhappiness everywhere. You're going to be that little cloud of doom going around. So work on it. It's okay to not be happy. Everyone goes through that. Everyone has their own things and people have their different levels of it, but you got to do your best to make sure that whatever negativity that you are battling through doesn't spread to everyone around you. You don't need to suffer in silence. Seek help. Talk to your friends and your family, your community, the Church of Gnome Facebook group, if that's what it needs to be. But don't let the negativity start spreading into the world. Okay? You got this. You got this. You're going to get through it. All right? Stay with us. In Gnomeanism, universal unity is about recognizing that divine spark within each individual and seeing the sacred in all life forms. It's about understanding that our actions have far-reaching consequences and that we are all co-creators of the reality we experience. This perspective can help foster more of a sense of responsibility and stewardship for the planet and just society as a whole, motivating us to act in ways that support the collective well-being. And the collective well-being is better with you in it. All right? You're pretty awesome. Don't forget it. The idea of collective consciousness in biocentrism further deepens our understanding of universal unity. It suggests that our thoughts and intentions contribute to the collective field of consciousness, influencing the reality we all share. By cultivating positive thoughts and intentions, that's another part of it. Your intent means a lot, okay? We can help share a more harmonious and compassionate world. So, let's... Oh, you know what? Talking about universal unity, spreading compassion, I think that incorporating the principle of universal unity, the Gnomean principle of universal unity, it just enriches everything, okay? So make your altars your sacred space to celebrate the diversity of all life forms, all right? It's awesome. This world is freaking nuts. It's awesome. Do something to make it so you recognize that on a regular basis. Okay, it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, whatever crap is going on, but make stuff, little reminders to snap you out of it. All right? Have something. Let it be a gnome. When you look at a gnome, make that connection in your mind of when you see a gnome, have it remind you of whether it be this or whatever else to just snap you out of whatever you need to be snapped out of. Just take a step back. Chill a little, all right? And also just everyone, I highly recommend giving more gnome blessings. Okay, remember the gnome hat bow and gnome blessings. You make the gnome hat. You can do it here if you're somewhere where you don't want to like put the gnome hat over your head. It's all good. The gnome hat, gnome blessings. All right. That's an expression of universal unity. If there was ever an expression of universal unity, it is the Church of Gnome, gnome hat bow. By blessing others with this, we can recognize the divine spark that's within them and affirm our shared connection. This simple act can foster a sense of community and reinforce these bonds of interconnectedness, okay? Gnome blessings. Hell yeah, dudes. Frickin' hell yeah. So we're gonna get into trippier territory. Not darker territory. Trippier territory. Death and eternity. Death does not need to be viewed as a dark thing. It's a mysterious thing. I think it's something that draws people to religion in a lot of ways, seeking that answer, seeking that comfort of what's going to happen to everyone, what has happened to people's loved ones that have already passed on. And I guess that's one thing with the Church of Gnome is I'm not going to ever sit here and tell you that I know the answer. I don't. I hope for a lot of different things. There's definitely some outcomes that sound really great, like the concept of heaven. Of course, the concept of heaven sounds awesome. The concept of reincarnation, that sounds pretty cool too. There's so many things. Or, that the beliefs of that when you die, that your higher self, your soul, then goes to this other plane, and then you kind of self-reflect and see what lessons you need to learn, and you come back and do another life. There's so many different things, and there's lots of cool stuff with all of them. Or just nothingness, the peace of that. Sure, why not? If that floats your boat, go for it. But though I won't ever tell anyone what they should believe when it comes to death and eternity, as I explore it, I'm going to go on that exploration with you. Over the years, my views on that have changed tremendously. I'd say it's at every handful of years, I think which way I'm leaning with all of that kind of shifts and changes. And this is all just part of it. So that's my little preface, you know the word, before this next section. So now, gnome blessings, let's get into it. So some of the most profound questions of existence, the nature of death, the concept of eternity, and how these ideas reshape our understanding of life. Robert Lanza explored some of these themes and challenges, and challenges us to reconsider our perceptions of mortality and the continuity of consciousness. Lanza suggests that the biocentric perspective fundamentally alters our relationship with death. Traditional views often regard death as the absolute end of consciousness, a final cessation of existence. However, biocentrism posits that life and consciousness are not merely temporary phenomena, but integral aspects of the universe itself. This shift in perspective can help alleviate the fear and anxiety associated with mortality. One of the key insights from biocentrism is the idea that the mind's awareness is paramount and limitless. This suggests that consciousness does not die with the body but transcends physical existence. While the idea steps beyond the boundaries of conventional science and enters the realm of speculation, it offers a comforting and hopeful perspective on the nature of life and death. The notion that time and space are constructs of consciousness further supports this view. If time and space are not absolute realities but relative to our perception, then the end of physical life does not necessarily imply the end of consciousness. Instead, consciousness might continue in a different form, beyond the confines of our current understanding of time and space. Lanza draws on various cultural and philosophical perspectives to illustrate this point. For instance, many Eastern religions have long argued that birth and death are illusionary, emphasizing the continuity of consciousness beyond physical existence. This aligns with the biocentric view that consciousness is not bound by the physical body and persists beyond what we perceive as death. The contemplation of death and eternity from a biocentric perspective can also profoundly affect our emotions and attitudes towards life. By recognizing the continuity of consciousness, we can find greater peace and acceptance in the face of mortality. This understanding can help us navigate the emotions of love, fear, and grief with a deeper sense of meaning and connection. In practical terms, this perspective encourages us to live more fully in the present moment, live like gnomes, appreciating the beauty and wonder of life without the constant shadow of fear. It also fosters a sense of interconnectedness and compassion as we recognize that our consciousness is part of a larger, eternal continuum. Now let's reflect on these ideas. It's important to acknowledge that they invite us to explore and contemplate rather than provide definitive answers. Like I said, I'm not trying to tell you what to believe. We're just exploring it all, okay? This is only our second Sunday service. We're going to explore other ideas too. So this biocentric view offers a rich and intriguing framework for understanding our place in the universe, one that challenges us to expand our minds and open our hearts to new possibilities. In embracing the concepts of death and eternity through the lens of biocentrism, we can find an invitation to transcend the limitations of our physical existence and connect with the boundless nature of consciousness. This perspective enriches our spiritual journey, encouraging us to live with greater awareness, compassion, and a profound sense of connection to the eternal fabric of the universe. So now, everyone, on this wonderful Sunday morning, we're going to conclude our exploration of biocentrism. So let's take a moment to reflect on some of the key moments and the key insights that we've gained and how they can align with the Gnomean principles, enriching our spiritual journey and understanding of the universe. Throughout our journey, we've discovered that biocentrism places life and consciousness at the very heart of reality. The revolutionary perspective, as presented by Robert Lanza, challenges the traditional view of the universe existing independently of our perception. Instead, it posits that our consciousness plays a fundamental role in bringing the universe into existence. We began by understanding the centrality of life and consciousness, recognizing that they are not mere byproducts of the universe, but integral components of its very fabric. We explored the illusion of time and space, realizing that these constructs are shaped by our consciousness and do not exist independently. We delve into the observer effect in quantum mechanics, which provides compelling evidence and the profound impact that observation and consciousness have on shaping realities. This phenomena underscores the interconnectedness of the observer and the observed, further emphasizing the central role of consciousness in the universe. Our journey then continued with an exploration of the interconnectedness of all beings and the harmony we can achieve with nature. Biocentrism teaches us that every life form is part of a delicate balance, influencing and being influenced by the surrounding environment. This understanding fosters respect and compassion for all life forms, encouraging us to adopt ethical and sustainable practices, even for mosquitoes. I'm going to work on it. I can't say that I'm not going to still actively try to destroy any of them that come near me, but I'm working on it too. We're all part of this journey. We've also explored the concept of universal unity and collective consciousness. Biocentrism helps us see ourselves as part of a larger interconnected whole, fostering a sense of belonging and purpose. This perspective encourages us to practice mindfulness and compassion, knowing that our thoughts and actions contribute to the collective consciousness. Finally, we considered the concepts of death and eternity, reflecting on how biocentrism offers a transformative perspective on mortality. By seeing consciousness as a fundamental and continuous aspect of the universe, we can find peace and acceptance in the face of mortality, enriching our spiritual journey with deeper meaning and connection. Biocentrism and the Gnomean principles, they share a profound resonance, each enriching the other in meaningful ways. By embracing biocentrism as a perspective to explore, we align ourselves with a view that values life, consciousness, and interconnectedness. How many times am I going to say that today? Woo! This alignment enhances our commitment to the Gnomean principles, guiding us to live in harmony with nature, respect for all beings, and cultivate a deep sense of, drumroll please, interconnectedness. Wow, that was great. Biocentrism's emphasis on personal growth and self-awareness encourages us to continuously expand our understanding of reality, fostering a journey of lifelong learning and self-improvement. This journey is mirrored in the Gnomean principle of personal growth and learning, which invites us to embrace new knowledge and experiences with an open heart and mind. The interconnectedness of all beings, a core tenet of biocentrism, resonates with the Gnomean principle of universal unity. By recognizing that we are all part of a larger interconnected whole, we can transcend the illusion of separateness and cultivate empathy, compassion, and a sense of responsibility for the well-being of all life. So as we conclude this Sunday service, let us carry forward the insights of biocentrism into our daily lives. More so, the Gnomean principles, whichever works for you. Let us embrace the understanding that our consciousness shapes reality, and that by living mindfully and compassionately, we can create a more harmonious and sustainable world. That's what we're after here at the Church of Gnome. So, whoop, whoop, whoop. Gnome blessings to you all as we continue our journey of discovery, growth, and interconnectedness together. May we always remember that we are not mere observers in the universe, but active participants whose consciousness and actions shape the very fabric of existence. Let us explore and contemplate these ideas, seeking deeper understanding and connection with the world around us. Gnome, blessings to you all, and I expect to see you all here next Sunday. Hopefully I'll have something ready and planned for it. So yeah, if you're not a member of the Church of Gnome yet, join us. And all you existing members, make sure to join the Facebook group. We're building that thing up. I haven't accepted anyone into it yet, but all your join requests are piling up. And once we get a decent amount in there, I'm going to accept everyone at once, so that way there's a good, pre-built, thriving community where all of you can connect on whether it be stuff like this or personal stuff, whatever it is, okay? At the Church of Gnome, we're all here for each other. We're all here to learn from each other. It's frickin' dank, dudes. All right. Peace out.